Okay, so in this video I'm going to explain the interpolation search algorithm, and if you know binary search, this will be a piece of cake for you. So if you haven't watched that, just go on to this video and watch it. Okay, so first of all, before we dive into the code or how this algorithm works, let's first see why do we need this algorithm. So we need interpolation search to search whether an element is present in a list or an array or not. Now you may say, well, that is what is already happening with linear search and binary search. That is exactly what we do, and you're totally right. That's what we do, and in fact it is totally equal to binary search. You'll see how this is totally equal to binary search, but it is a very fine optimization over the binary search. If you know, in binary search we always take out the middle element, right? We always take out the middle element and check and do things with it, but turns out that can be also more efficiently done, and that's where interpolation search comes in. And what it does is that it just, instead of taking out this mid, it takes out a position which can lie anywhere and in any location of the array, depending upon the element we are searching for is how small or how big. For example, if our element is really small, it obviously belongs to the left side, and it has a very specific formula that it uses to calculate that where does this thing may exist, and it directly goes to that area or different areas instead of just searching in the middle. So that makes a little bit of optimization over binary search, and we're gonna see in this video what is that formula and how does this work. Okay, so let's assume we have the array 54712 and we have to search 7, right? We have to search 7. So as you can see here, I've already sorted the array. In short, if I say why we sort, is that this sorting arranges the elements from a lesser to a greater side. So for example, you know now where a element lies. If it is less, it will be obviously in the left side. If it is greater, it will be obviously on the greater side. Now if you just see this checks right here, you will just totally find that they are equal to what binary search steps are, except just these two checks. Everything is equal to binary search. So we will go through everything, so don't worry about that. So let's just get started solving this, going through how this algorithm works. Okay, so exactly like binary search, we just need to play around with 3 variables and everything will be done. So these 3 variables are the leftmost position, the R, which is the rightmost position, and here where we had the middle element actually, in case of the binary search where its formula was L plus R by 2, but instead here in interpolation search we have to just find a position, not just middle. So this position can be anywhere, and it has also a formula, and this is how the formula is actually. It just looks long. So this is how its formula looks like. So here I'm writing, so this goes something like this. So L, leftmost position, plus rightmost position minus leftmost position divided by the element in the rightmost position minus the element in the leftmost position into the search element minus the element in the leftmost position, right? So this is exactly, so this is the formula of position. So now you must be asking, well, why do we need this position, right? So this position is everything that makes that optimizes interpolation search over binary search, because this position that you will get is according to where is the most probability that the number would lie. Because for example, if you are searching for 1 in this array, it makes more sense to just see where, in which region the number may lie, and just go to that region directly instead of just going through middle and middle and middle, right, as we do in binary search. So that's how interpolation search actually optimizes over binary search, and you will see this because on this problem I will be also doing binary search and we will compare how many steps does it take, right? So let's get started now. So let us maintain just this table to see how we are actually going. Okay, so first, as we know, at our leftmost position we are here, so because we are starting, and then the rightmost position 0 1 2 3 4. So this is where we are, and the position, let's put the formula, let's put this formula, right? So L is 0 plus R minus L, 4 minus 0 is 4, then by the position, the element in the rightmost position 7 minus the element in the leftmost position, that is 1. So 7 minus 1 is 6, and into search element minus the element in the leftmost position. So search element is 7 and the element in the leftmost position is 1, right? So that is 6. So if we just cut and the position we get is 4, right? So this is how the table is. As we have got these 3 variables, we go through our checks, right? So this is the bigger check, this purple one, and if this validates, only then we go through these checks, else we just return false, that we have not got the thing we are searching for is not there. So let's get into it. Is L less than equal to R? Yes, 0 is less than equal to R, that's fine. And is the element in the leftmost position less than the search element? Yes, 1 is less than 7. And is the element in the rightmost position, 7, is greater than equal to the search element? Yes, it is. 7 is greater than equal to 7, so everything passes, right? And then we get to these smaller checks. So is the element at the 4th position equal to the search element? Yes, it is, because at 4th position is 7 and we are also searching for 7. I mean, it's that fast, right? It just got us the answer in one step, right? So we just took one step, right? And we have the answer now. Now let's just do this thing with the binary search. Okay, let's do just same thing with binary search, and just assume that these 2 points now don't exist, because in binary search we don't consider these 2 points, and just assume that these positions are the mid, okay, we are talking about. So let us make this table L, R and mid like we do in binary search, and we will start with 0, 4, because we are at the first now, and then the mid. How do you calculate mid in binary search? L plus R by 2. So 4 by 2 is 2, right? Now let's go through the checks. So is left less than equal to R? Yes, 0 is less than equal to 4. Great. So now we have passed this test. Now let's go to the smaller checks. Is the element in the middle equal to the search element? So so here we are now, right? And the 4 equal to 7? No, it's not. So now let's get to the second condition. So is the element in the middle less than the search element? Yes, it is, because 4 is obviously less than 7, right? So now let me just go a little bit deep into it and let me tell you why we sort, and you'll understand now. So as we have sorted this, so how this helps us now is that the 7, as the 7 is greater than this middle element 4, so obviously as it is sorted and 7 is greater than 4, obviously 7 must lie on the right side of 4, right? Because it is sorted. So the sorting gives us the location, or the most probable location where the element could be according to a particular position, right? So as it is in the right, so it is somewhere here, right? This is what we know now from the algorithm. So it is somewhere here. So we don't need to actually consider this part anymore. So what we do now is that just bring this thing here. This is basically binary search logic, right? And how do we bring it here? So that's why we do here L is equal to position plus 1, or here in this case mid plus 1, right? So L will now come here. So L will be mid plus 1. Now it is 3. So now we'll be considering just this area, right? Just this area. So R will remain same, 4. So 4 plus 3, 7 by 2 is 3. So now let's check, is L less than equal to R? Yes, 3 is less than equal to 4. So is now the element in the middle position equal to the search element? No, because now we are here, right? L is here, our mid is also here, R is here. So the element in the middle position is 5. 5 is obviously not equal to 7. So let's go to the next check. So is the element less than search? Yes, it is. 5 is less than 7. Okay, so that tells us that the thing we are searching for, that 7 is obviously on the right side of this middle element, right? Because it is greater than this middle element, right? So it is somewhere now here. So now we make our L go here now. So how we do that? Again, we do L mid plus 1, right? And so now the L will be 4, because 3 plus 1 is 4, then 4, and if you just find the mid now, it will be 8 by 2, that is 4, right? Now is L less than equal to R? Yes, 4 is less than equal to 4. And is the middle position, is the element in the middle now equal to the search? Yes, it is, because we are at 4 now. Everything LRM, everything is here. So 7 is at the 4th position, and the element we are searching for is also 7. So we have found it. So how many steps did it actually take? So we took 1, 2, 3. So binary search took 3 steps, right? And if you just compare it to interpolation search, it took 1 step, right? So that's how interpolation search is optimizing binary search. It is not just going through and calculating just the middle element, these middle elements. Instead, it is calculating the most probable area where the element we are searching for could be according to its size, right? So as 7 was a really big thing, it should be at the highest end, right? So it just took us to the highest end, and guess what, we have found this, right? So that's how interpolation search works. So I hope you understood the working of interpolation search. If any doubts, just mention it in the comments. I'll be obviously replying. So now let me show you the code that will just clear everything out. Okay, so this is a code. Just ignore this part because here I'm just taking input and stuff. So here the real thing begins. We have sorted the array. As we told you, we just need to sort to know the positions actually according to the size. And here we then call the interpolation search function and pass the array into it. The leftmost position, which is at the starting 0, then the rightmost position, which is the length of the array, basically -1, because it's 0th index. Then we're just passing the search element and this thing, and this is actually what the function looks like, interpolation search. And if you just see, you will and compare the thing I told you, you'll find it's exactly that. Here is the condition, the bigger condition, which it needs to pass to go through these 3 smaller conditions, right? So first we check is left is less than equal to right, then we just check, and these 2 things, these lines just say that is this search element between the element at the left and the element at the right. And if we pass through it, obviously then the thing we are searching for is in the array. So we go to next steps. Here we find the position with this is the formula we talked about of the position, and obviously you will find the code in the description, and also the GitHub repository where I'm maintaining all these algorithms so that you can fork it or use it. So now that we have the position and stuff, we just check through these 3 things, right? And whatever happens according to that, we react. So if we find the element, we return true. If the element is lesser than the element at the position, that means our element is at the left side because it's lesser and our array is sorted. So what do we do? So what we need to do is that we just need to bring that rightmost part towards the lesser side, right? So that's why we just pass position -1 to right? Just position -1 to right, and exactly like that, if search element is bigger, it's on the right side, so we need to shift the leftmost thing. So that's why we pass position +1 to left. So that's how we just arrive at the point where it is equal to and we return true. And when this thing becomes false, we just return false and get out of this search. And yeah, that was the video of interpolation search, and there will be also more algorithmic videos coming up. And let me know in the comments, what do you think of this video? Did you understand, and what do I need to more improve on, or what algorithm do you want to see more of? And if you like this video and learned something, do hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have a great day.